What's going on, guys? Welcome back. CobraPacks here, and I'm glad you guys are here, man. I appreciate all of you guys watching the videos. Much love. Happy New Year, and let's get into it. We have a video going over Logan Paul and how it affects the Pokemon TCG environment. Big news. I'm not a fan of him being in the hobby. I think it's one thing that I will say. I've seen most of the community talk about them all coming together and not being really a fan of this guy. I haven't seen really much support for it. So we're going to get into him. Pause. We're going to get into why Logan Paul is just not that good of a person and why I don't think he's good for the hobby. Let's get into it. All right, so Logan Paul. I'm just gonna go over just not everything. Do your own research, dive into these, but I'm gonna talk about a couple of the reasons why. He's just, he got banned from YouTube for creating content on YouTube. There's a reason behind that, so we're gonna go into it. Controversies that shook the internet. Now, if you have multiple controversies, that's not a good thing. If you have one, you screw up. You learn from it, you don't do it again. Okay. Multiple, I don't know. Okay, so let's go over. So Logan Paul really I don't think a lot of people actually know this. I think people mostly know him from YouTube, but he actually gained most of his fame in the early stages of Vine, which is now closed. After Vine, he moved over to YouTube, and then he grew his audience pretty massively, and then a couple things led him to getting backlash, so this was the big thing. What happened? He apologized on Twitter and YouTube. He pledged 1 million to suicide prevention, and donated about 318. YouTube removed him from Google Preferred, suspended ads, pretty much demonetized his YouTube channel, and then he got sued, and I don't think he won. I think he lost. So I think he lost quite a bit of money. Now, big thing, and I'm all for, you make a mistake, you learn from it. Now, granted, this was a huge mistake on a monumental level, but you learn from it. If you have one controversy 10 years ago and you moved on, that you have nothing to do since then, I'm all for it. That's fine with me. I'll watch your stuff, I'm all for it. But multiple controversies is what we're going off of. I'm not going to read too much into this. January, I don't even know about that. So just like this one, I don't know much about it. This is the next one that I actually have seen. So he got into crypto. Pretty much it was a huge rug pull. CoffeeZilla, go check it out. A YouTuber, he did a whole docu-series exposing it to a scam, as a scam. Investors accused Paul of fraud, losing thousands of worthless NFTs. Critics said he exploited his young fan base for profit. And then here's the timeline. So he apologized, blamed the developers, blaming others, no accountability. He announced a 1.3 million refund program for NFT holders who agreed not to sue. A class action lawsuit was filed for fraud. Paul then sued CoffeeZilla for defamation in June 2024. I don't really understand how you can do that, because so refund program started in January 2024. However, many investors remain unsatisfied with the resolution process and compensation amounts. Pretty much people are still lost a ton of money. They didn't get their money back, and everyone's pretty much told, like, to be decided, or it's gonna get resolved eventually. You're probably not. I hope anybody watching this video wasn't part of it, because you're probably not gonna get anything, unfortunately. And then Prime Energy drink. Really, I was kind. I don't know. I don't know. I go back and forth about this because there's so many energy drinks that contain 200 milligrams of caffeine. There's a ton. Prime energy drink. I feel like this was before. I think what most people, yeah, here it is. Most people were mad that the packaging looks similar to caffeine-free versions. So I think a lot of young kids were drinking these, thinking that they were like, no sugar, no caffeine, like just good for you drinks. And so and they're smaller, right? Like they're not very big, so people were drinking, 2 or 3 of them, and it was like a ton of caffeine very, very quickly. I think that's why most people were upset. So, I don't think anything. I think has clear warnings to state that they say marketing doesn't affect and promote consumption. I don't. I think that's still going on now. It says wrapping up. This was the most recent one. I'm gonna bring up a controversy that isn't on this timeline that specifically talks about Pokemon. This is the big Pokemon controversy, and it revolves this article on comicsbeats.com goes over it very well. It goes over what actually is for sale right now, live auction, is the Japanese illustrator PSA 10. So we're gonna go through it. This is the article. There's a couple big things. First of all, it was a PSA 9 for the longest time. It was resubmitted a ton, pretty much until I got a PSA 10. We don't know how many times it was resubmitted, but it was resubmitted quite a bit. So it is for sale right now. We will look at the auction. We will look at the prices. You guys could see that it is the only PSA 10, and that's why it's so controversial, because it was a PSA 9, which you can see there's 15 other ones. And so some would, like, this is what it says. Although some would dispute that it's not in perfect condition, the card stands apart from standard releases. Less than 50 copies of the card are confirmed. You guys can see here there's 45 cards that are graded, right? You guys can see the different numbers. There's a bunch of 15s. You can see the price difference here, millions of dollars, and not over $1 million, right? Like there's actually a lot that are, not even close. So I'm curious, like these PSI 9s, like, do these people ever think about resubmitting it a ton? I know submitting costs more than it used to, but like, I don't know. Just curious. So Paul, here's some of the controversy. Logan Paul acquired the card in a private transaction for $5.2 million in 2021. It was later put up for sale on Liquid Marketplace, a platform co-founded by Logan Paul. That's huge. It was co-founded by Logan Paul. He is co-owner of the platform Liquid Marketplace. Okay, and what you could do, you could buy fractionalized pieces of high-end collectibles. So this Pikachu that was worth, I don't really think it should be worth $5 million, but it was technically worth $5.275 million. He put it on this marketplace where you could buy fractions of the card, right? The original listing on the now defunct Liquid Marketplace site valued it at $5 million, with Paul retaining 49% ownership stake. So 51% of the card could be purchased through fractionalized pieces on the site. So the original lore of Liquid Marketplace was that co-owners of items are paid based on their ownership stakes when items are sold. So theoretically, if you owned 1%, if you bought fractionalized piece sizes of the Pikachu up to let's just say 1%, whenever that card sold, let's say the value went up to $10 million, you would get paid 1% ownership stake worth of the card, so you'd make some good money. That was the theoretically, and that's why people invested into it. At the time, liquid owners had been unable to access these payouts, and it has become inaccessible at this time. And Liquid Marketplace posted its last social media update in 2023, and this is not my words, but allegedly people think that Logan Paul might have pocketed the money from the platform. Little sketchiness, little bit of sketchiness. So not only did these people buy into the website, buy into the fractionalized shares, but you can't get your money back. It's stuck. You're unable to access anything, right? Logan Paul, once again, just like Cryptozoo, said that we were told that the funds would be redistributed, and I assumed that was the case when I put up the card for auction. It was news to me that the people on the platform couldn't withdraw their money. That raised some questions about the card's ownership, although Paul told Collector that he purchased Liquid Markets Place's interest in the card for $250,000 in May 2024. I just don't understand. If he is 49% owner of the card and Liquid Marketplace is 51%, I kind of really don't understand how he can even sell this card anymore, because he's not the owner. Like it just baffles me. It just baffles me how like this whole thing is not a legality. Anyway, Liquid Marketplace was taken to court in Canada by the commission there, alleging multi-layered fraud in the crypto asset sector. Paul was not named in the application. Really weird that even though he's a co-founder, he wasn't named in the application. This isn't the first time. This just pretty much says that, you know, Cryptozoo, crypto scam, Logan Paul was associated with it. Now it's Liquid Marketplace, he's associated with it. You know, common denominator. Although Paul showed off the card wearing it on the chain around his neck, it isn't so precious to him that he's willing to part with it for a huge payout. He pretty much says that he's getting rid of the card. What I honestly think is, I think he's getting out. I think he's getting out of it. So we'll take a look at it. This is the starting bid. It is actually going. It's live right now. It's crazy because it's live. I think the auction's live for like 40 days or something. So we'll go to the auction, which it's currently, see, it's Logan Paul world record holding Pikachu illustrator. Boom, boom, boom. Here it is. You could literally bid right now if I had $1.8 million. You can boast. And here's another part of the controversy. This thing is getting pumped. This thing is 100% getting pumped. One, show bid history. You can't see who's bidding on it. You can't see who's bidding on it at all. Like, do I think there's real people bidding on it? Yes. But you can't see, this all could be one person just bidding it up. And that's 100% happening. That's 100% going to happen. Oh, good. $6 shipping. Weird. $19 shipping. Weird. Anyway, please don't bid on this, guys. Especially since it's tied to Liquid Marketplace. Legally, I do have some questions about if something were to happen with Liquid Marketplace, if this is even able to be released to someone. Includes custom diamond necklace, so it includes this. The necklace is cooler than the card. At least you know that's actually worth like diamonds and gold. Oh man, crazy. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is getting pumped allegedly. And he's you know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He's making content. He's getting roasted, by the way, on Twitter. Absolutely roasted. Okay, he turned his, anytime he posts about, well, anything recently, because he's just getting roasted. he turns comments off. But the quotes are pretty. I can't go into the quotes because there's it's people saying some crazy stuff. But I don't know. But real quick, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit the like and subscribe right over there, man. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it, if you guys are aware of the whole situation. And if you guys are new here, man, we do have our own website, CobraPacks.com. We sell custom binders. New custom binders are being put up every single day there. We just got Stellar Crown and Twilight Masquerade binders up there. Reach out if you guys want different binders that aren't up there. We can customize anything. Pokemon binders. We just did an Alakazam custom Pokemon binder, and we're working on a Charizard binder soon. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.